Hi there, welcome to Tuesday's market commentary. Got a chart here of the S&P 500, which up about 39 points today. Actually, it was a pretty bullish day in the market. Was up about 305 points on the Dow, 53 points on the Nasdaq, and 39 on the S&P 500. Overall, looks a little bullish. You can see the double bottom we had down here at 839, and we've still got resistance up here at around 1040s, and we're getting pretty close to resistance right now. You see my MACD lines have crossed the bottom, turning higher. MACD histograms are a little bullish. So technically on the oscillator here, we're a little more bullish here, so showing some signs of strength. We have moved up from 839 up to 1005, and we got resistance at about 1040. So we might have another up day or two, but then ultimately I think around 1040 we should see a little bit of profit taking. We've had a pretty good bounce. And then if we hit that little bounce and then maybe pull back to about 940 and then bounce back up, then we can start looking at maybe a slightly more bullish tone. But right now, I'm going to say I'm still a little neutral on the index with resistance at 1039 until we really come breaking through 1039 to the upside. I'm going to remain slightly neutral on the index. Longer term, I'm still bearish. The trend is still down, but short term, I'm going to go neutral. Support at 839, resistance at 1040. What I'd like to see is a move up to right around 1040, pull back a little bit, have a small pullback, and then rally right back up through 1040. And at that point, we'll go ahead and go short term bullish on the S&P. All right, let's take a look at the Nasdaq and see what that's telling us. And here's a chart of the Nasdaq. Right down here about 1494 is going to be our support level, and you can see we're right up here next to resistance right now at about 1770, 1780 right now, so we're sitting right now at resistance. My MACDs look like the S&P 500. They're slightly bullish here, turning to the upside. So we're right at that kind of pivotal area. Are we going to break that and then rally back up to our next level up here at around 1970? Or are we going to hit that level and start to pull back? It's a little too early to tell. We had a pretty good rally today, but we've had a nice bounce up off this 1494 support area. So you can see we bounced about, about 310, 320 points or so. So it's looking a little, or about 300 points. We're looking a little bullish from that bounce. However, since we're sitting right at resistance right now, I'm going to still call this neutral until we really come breaking out above 1770. I'm just like a really convincing breakout and then come back down. So what I'd like to see is a breakout above it, come back down, retest it, and then start to bounce. At that point, we'll go ahead with a bullish bias. But until that happens, we're going to be still neutral short term on the Nasdaq and bearish long term. So what we'd like to see is a break around 1770, 1780, up about 30, 40, 50 points. Pull back down to 1770, retest 1770 as a support level, and then bounce. At that level, we can start to go short-term bullish on the Nasdaq. But right now, we've had a pretty good bounce, and you know we're going to have to see a little bit of profit taking pretty soon. You look back here on the Nasdaq, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strong up days in a row on the Nasdaq, so you know fairly soon there's going to have to be a little bit of profit taking going on. Short-term neutral, long-term bearish on the Nasdaq with support at 1494 and resistance at the current level where we're at right now. I hope that helps. Keep an eye on news. News does have a tendency to change everything, and I wish you the best.